Are you admitting this person? I don't know who this person is. Do you?
Oh, no, I'm not sure. Give me one quick minute to finish updating the post.
Oh. Hello, who is Azhar? I don't recognize.
Tammy.
What's that?
Tammy.
Oh, hi, Tammy. Okay.
Hi.
Your name changed.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not sure who this is.
Yeah, that's my son's name.
Oh, it's your son. Okay.
Okay.
So we were just saying that we will likely be uploading this to our respective YouTube channels because that's what Yeshua wants. And so if you're uncomfortable being on video, then you can stay on sound audio only, or you can join YouTube where we have the chat available. So up to you guys. I think Jasmine just posted the YouTube link.
I did.
Very happy to be with you guys today. Lovely seeing your face, Jeff.
There we go. Now I see everyone's face.
And you, beautiful butterfly Brandy.
Hi.
And I see Corey unmuted herself for a hot second.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hello.
Jasmine, do you want to say anything before we start?
Yeah, I guess as I was breathing right before this, there were a lot of things that came to me as I was thinking about peace and what does it look like. And something that immediately came to me as we've been talking about ancestors and how we are ancestors, something that came to me was, or how you were mentioning play. And it sparked an idea about, yeah, everything can be play, or finding play in between the spaces that you don't think are play. You can find play there, and that's what our ancestors did, and they had to do for survival, to maintain their spirits, to be able to deal with a lot of things. So I was just thinking about like the hymns that like our ancestors would make, the dances, the just all the things that we would do to find play or create play, regardless of the circumstances that are going around us, because we have to maintain our spirits, not just for survival, but for thriving, for us to bloom, to blossom, to be able to not just quote unquote survive what's going on, but to be able to create anew within what's going on. And after everything quote unquote settles, something was coming to me. So
I'd love to add more context to that related to my preparation for this channeling, and just my inner child has been so like resistant to this topic and this channeling. Even though Yeshua is, I consider him one of my spiritual parents. Like Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, they're like always by my side supporting me. And with Yeshua was like, I want to do this. This is the title. And I'm naturally like, oh, that's not fun. Like, why do I have to talk about this? Knowing that like this has been my path, finding my inner peace and everything, and also serving my community and everything, I was just so resistant to it because it sounded just way too serious. And so earlier today, I was communicating with my inner child, and she was like, I just want to play today. And then Yeshua was like, this is play. Like, this is play. And he reminded me, like, he named the title choosing, I don't remember verbatim, choosing peace in this modern warfare times. Modern warfare is a video game. It is play. He did that play on words for a reason. And he was reminding me that this doesn't have to be so serious. I don't need to come approach you guys with such a serious standpoint. We need to be reminded at all times about pleasure and play. And even if it's a serious topic, that doesn't mean that we can't be playful about it too. And as you guys know, Yeshua is always playful. He's super playful with me too, because I definitely need reminders to be silly and playful. So yeah, I just wanted to add additional context to what Jasmine was saying. In these times, there's so much happening, and we can forget to play. We also can forget to serve our community. One of the big reasons that Yeshua wanted to have this discussion is that we are such powerful healers. Everyone on this call, we are so powerful. And sometimes we can turn away from other people's suffering when we feel perfectly okay, when we feel peace in our heart. We can turn away from other people who don't necessarily feel that peace, when in reality we can stand towards the people that don't feel that inner peace and radiate that peace towards them instead of attempting to build a wall. And Yeshua reminds us right now, like, if I had done that, if he had done that, he would not have been able to accomplish everything that he's accomplished when he was incarnated here. The many times he was incarnated here. So he says right now is building a wall is not a solution. It's funny that he's like building a wall. We all know who likes to say build a wall. So he's using those terms. He's very playful, and he just wants to remind us to use our power to help ourselves and our community. So with that intro, how's everyone doing today?
I'm good. I slept good. So, hey, how's everyone else?
Well, I guess if no one else wants to talk, I'm doing great. Still in birthday celebrations for my two kids. My son's birthday's in 3 days, so we're still in the midst of birthday celebrations, so that's awesome. And just been really fun to celebrate that with them and to quote unquote spoil them, which I don't see it as spoiling. Like, I want that for my birthday. I want to be able to celebrate me and celebrate my living and my present. So I want to do that with them and let them have fun with that and asking them what they want. So that's been fun. So I've been great, enjoying that.
How are you guys feeling about what's happening in the world, what's happening in your lives, what's happening to people around you?
Honestly,
What are your observations and how are you reacting to it? Yes, honestly.
I don't engage in it because it's engaging in the hate in a lot of the scenarios. And I don't believe that's the answer or the energy that I want to give it.
Mm-hmm.
So I honor it just as I honor myself. I love everyone. This whole political thing that's going on, I'm not trying to say I'm above it, but what I'm trying to say is that the answers that are right in front of most people are not my answers.
What's your
my answer is we don't need the government anymore per se as having blue and red. we need justification for all, and we need to understand that it's going to change and evolve into be what's for our highest good.
Mhm.
It's not necessarily a blue or a red thing, because I don't believe in half the stuff either one of them do. So I have to stand on the outside and just honor the fact that that's what people need to go through right now. But what I need to go through is sending it love and giving it the attention of what I feel in my heart. It's it's a very unique situation for myself, because normally I have been one sided or the other side, and I don't feel that I need to be anymore. I don't feel I need to be part of movements or actions. I need to be part of the solutions, which is helping people understand it's what's within their heart. And it's about loving themselves so that they can manifest what they want in their life correctly. Lots of people have so much soul healing that's happening right now, and I honor them for that. But at the same time, some of the things that you can watch on recordings and do things, it's very difficult to watch because you see the pain that they're enduring in that time. So that's where I've been with it right now.
What you mentioned about people is important. It is about people. It's not
Mhm.
so much about groups and group beliefs anymore. It's much more about individual healing. There's collective healing as well,
Right.
but there's healing happening at the individual root level. And what we are all observing now is just the butting of heads, because not everyone's going to have a uniform, not everyone's going to agree on a uniform level, but
Right.
we all respect each other,
Yeah.
and we can all gain healing that way. And what we're seeing with this war right now is everyone trying to convert other people to their belief system. Everyone trying to point and see who the bad person is.
It's a lot of shadow work going on right
Interesting
now.
ways to go about things. And we hear it in the community all the time, to turn inwards instead. But what does that mean? What does that mean for everyone here? Because
For
it doesn't
me, it's a
ignore everything that's happening. Go ahead.
sorry. It's a reflection. It's a mere reflection of what I need to work on in order to heal that aspect. It's shadow work, and I hate saying that word, but at the same time, that's exactly what's happening with a lot of people that are showing lots of hate towards other people. It's a reflection inside of themselves that needs to be worked on, but you can't, that's the thing, that's the trick right there for me, is you can't say, oh, that's something you need to work on right now. This is your issue. Yeah, that lights them even more, that causes even more flames to come up within them. And honoring them through the pain is what I'm doing for a lot of people around me. At work, I have to listen to people talk about it, and then I have to try and do this, like slowly help them evolve this way in order for them to see past what's right in front of their nose. And like I said, I don't know how to, besides being the example of being centered in love, honesty, and truth, to allow those people in a stage, because they're performing and they need to act out in order to realize, oh, that's not how I am. That's not what I really am. I need to go back in the audience and realize that I'm watching a play happen right now. But in order for people to calm down enough to be able to see that is where my struggle comes. And I hate to say it like that, but
We're all in the play.
mhm,
We're all characters in this play.
mhm,
And we're all here, at least our characters, what our roles are to uplift humanity and ourselves, whether we want to or not. That's why we're all attracted to this work. And it's so easy to consider other people who don't have that quite, who aren't as attracted to this work. It's so easy to consider them to be lesser than or less evolved. That's not even our business. It's not our business if anyone is less evolved or not. What our business is to keep shining our hearts. It sounds corny as hell, but it's true.
I want to go back to being the 60s girl with the peace sign and all the colored rainbows wearing and be like, let's make love. That's what I want to be. And I feel if we can hold that kind of stature, it looks attractive to people that are in so much pain.
Mm-hmm. Jasmine, what's your first question?
You're muted.
Muted. Yes, my first question was relative to what you were mentioning about us ignoring things that are going on or feeling like if we are in peace that that's what we have to do. My question is being peaceful the same as ignoring everything that's going on?
I'd like to say, this is Alana speaking. If anyone wants to speak, I ask that you use the raise hand functionality just so that it doesn't disrupt my flow. So you can do that by going to participants and you can raise your hand that way. I know Brandy. I know Brandy has stuff to say. Can you repeat that question, please?
Yes. Is being peaceful the same as ignoring everything that's going on?
What I define peace as being is listening to your heart's intent and your heart's flutters and your heartbeat, as opposed to being reactive. That is my definition of peace and how to find solutions within this time. It's okay to be angry, dear ones. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be oppressed if you feel that way. But what I ask of you is, instead of ignoring what's happening, ask yourself, how do you feel in this situation? And how can you help others? Would you let a man die on the street, crawling while he's bleeding out, and you're perfectly able-bodied with a working phone who could call the ambulance? Would you let this individual bleed out without any assistance? As this person is yelling for help, and you watch all of the other passerbys walk right by him, what would you do? Would you continue to walk? Or would you help him? Would you hold his hand and let him know that you're there? Would you call the ambulance? Will we continue to ignore people's suffering? Or will we act on it by assisting them, by supporting them, by letting our brothers and sisters know that we are there? We are there to answer their call. It is so easy for people to look at others as an other, as someone who doesn't have the same experiences and knowledge and know-how as us. Well, we have all gone through times where we felt powerless, lesser than, ignored, helpless, like we were suffering. And how did we feel when others ignored our calls and cries for help? How wonderful would it have been if we had someone at our sides to assist us and to know that they love us unconditionally? What if you were that person today? I don't mean for this discussion to get so serious, so I will remind you all of the show Lost, where there were the people that crashed on the island, and then there were the others. The others were seen as the enemy. But once you get deeper into the show, you realize that they all have the same need to survive. That's what they were doing, survival. So then it kind of makes sense why they made particular decisions, right? They were all desperate for survival. What's next? Muted.
Brandy, did you want to say anything?
I did. I do. So where I'm at, I'm very frustrated with humanity. I'm very angry with humanity. I think that, and I have that knowing that things are changing, people are shifting, everybody has a purpose, but I'm still mad. But I'm still mad because I think we can do so much better and we're not. Because I think people have information at their fingertips that we just blatantly ignore. So that's where I am, which is funny because I knew he knew that when he was like, it's okay to be angry. Because I was like, why am I so mad? It's like how it is. It's okay to be angry. I'm still going to walk my walk and do what I do, you know, but still, it just gets frustrating sometimes when you see what the fuck we're creating on a collective level is just insanity, or what we've already created. This shit is like insane. And it's very hard to even comprehend or understand why we chose to do any of it at all, honestly. Like, why the fuck did we choose any of this? Why, when, why did we think it was okay to kill people, rape people, and hurt children? Like, when, why, what were we doing? What were we thinking when we decided to do these things?
How many
I don't know.
times do you need to be enraged in order for you to speak out publicly about how you're feeling? In order for you to disperse the knowledge that you have in your heart, instead of waiting for other people to do it? How many times do you need to be pissed off before you're able to open your mouth and speak up?
All right. So I should talk about the things that make me angry. I keep feeling like I should avoid those things and be in bliss because that's what everybody says. Follow your joy. I'm like, these things don't make me feel joy. They piss me off.
You can talk about the solutions that are in your heart. You said you're pissed off because there are things that are very clear to you that aren't so clear to other people. Maybe you're the light bulb moment that they need to see and hear. So I'm not asking you to upload videos about how pissed off you are at the world. I'm asking you to share your loving observations. when you're in your heart. I'm asking you to share your knowings that a lot of people actually don't know, and find your tribe that way. Why are you keeping your knowing so close to your heart? There's other people that need to hear it too, not just this group.
I don't know. I feel like people don't actually care. I don't know. Maybe I'm afraid of I don't really think I'm afraid of judgment. I've been so harshly judged in my life. It's kind of like, people are going to think what they think and people are going to say what they say. And it doesn't determine who I am anymore or how I feel about myself. It doesn't determine how I feel about myself anymore.
If you don't think people care, why are you here in this world? If you don't think people care about what you have to say or do or the light that you emanate, why are you here?
Good question. Would you like to elaborate? Why I'm here? No. To participate, I don't know, the crazy insanity, I don't know. I guess I'll be, that will be my next line of inquiry for myself.
You know that's a lie, that people don't care.
It is. I said I feel like people don't care. I didn't say that they actually didn't. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'll work through that. I'll ask myself why I don't think people care.
And ask yourself why you are here.
That question just made my heart hurt. I'm afraid of the answer? What is this? I know some, I don't know all. I think that I'm going to sit with these things for a while because...
I'd like you to.
Good question. It definitely is. Thank you.
What's next, Jasmine?
My next question was to ask why. Why does it matter if we should feel peaceful or not? It seems maybe some of us feel pretty, not seemingly content, but comfortable. So why does it matter for us to even, why does it even matter?
Because if you're not within your heart, then who are you working for? I'll clarify more. Talk a lot about fear grids, about connecting to other people's energy, latching onto that and exacerbating that further. If you do not work from within your heart, within inner peace, then who are you working for? I'm happy to answer any follow-up questions about that particular inquiry. But are you working for I'm happy to, I said.
Okay.
Are you working for yourself and your knowing? Or are you working from other people's pain and desperation? What's your preference? Does that make sense?
It makes sense for me. Let me know if anyone has any follow-up to that. I feel like your follow-up response was clear for me. I guess just to follow up, with that, then peace can seem like passivity to some of us. So how can we stand strongly for something we believe in with peace?
Peace isn't an action in terms of what I'm discussing. So your inner peace may be passive at the time. Your inner peace, your inner knowing may tell you to take particular action. Peace is a starting point.
I feel like that similarly answers my next question, but how can we choose peace when other sides are choosing war?
Mm-hmm. Can you ask that again?
Yes. How can we choose peace when the other side is choosing war?
It's a way of saying that you don't have to play the game that way. Is there a war if one party is not actually participating in it and is choosing to live differently? Or does the war escalate if both parties decide to participate in it in the same manner? Change the game.
How do we change the game?
I've been talking about this since the beginning right here. Through your hearts. So many people are playing the game in a reactive manner, which may be serving them at this point. But how will your lives change when you follow your heart and help people that way too?
Won't that
Remind you that there's a much different scenario these days as opposed to what was done decades ago, hundreds of years ago. I say modern warfare because it's in our minds. There's lots of head games being played, which is why I remind you to move back into your hearts. There's so many different stories being told, so many different truths. What I'm asking you is, instead of figuring out what the truth is, because there's no one infinite truth except for love, people are confused for a reason. Because that's the tactic. There's so many emotions being stirred up for a reason. But how can you call yourselves true light workers without following your inner light first? What guidance are you choosing to follow? Are you using your minds? I have no issue with the ego, it's very purposeful. But we know the heart is where it's at.
So I have a question. These wounded hearts that are out there currently right now, causing further damage, how can we get through to them except for to allow them to move through their own pain? But when they do that, they pull others with them. That causes bigger pain and bigger issues. That's the part I don't understand how to help.
I'd like to lovingly bring up the judgment in your inquiry about people causing more issues and more pain. Those very people could be working on resolving the pain that they have in their lives, the pain that they have in their hearts. So I ask you, what would you like to do? How would you like to contribute? Perhaps your motive right now is to heal your heart. Perhaps you are not able to outreach in this moment, and that's okay. You can find peace in that as well. But notice when you are ignoring your neighbors crying out for help.
Someone who's healing doesn't necessarily always see that their neighbors are crying, unless it's so blatantly obvious.
It's true.
And I think that's the space I've been in.
So perhaps your journey is more inward this time.
Mm-hmm.
That could change tomorrow. But I would like you to realize that your inward journey has such a reflection on the outer world as well, and how you respond to others. So don't feel like it's just only affecting your inner world, your heart. Because when you're able to smile at an individual, that can change their day completely. And that can be a grand gesture. So appreciate the moments when you are able to light up someone else's face with your smile and with your eyes and with kind words. That adds up to a lot.
It truly does. Thank you.
Brandy, if you want to speak again, see your hand is still raised.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I don't know how to unraise it.
I'll lower it.
With all that you've said, do you have techniques that we can use to either find our peace or cultivate our peace?
Yes. Playfulness. When's the last time you guys had fun? What is fun for you guys? Corey, this is part of your journey. What is the way that you can have fun?
Roller skating,
Roller-
dancing
When have you done that last?
months ago because of the stupid virus. You have to wear a mask while you do it, and I can't do that.
I see you
But-
playing around with many different tinctures and playing scientists with all of these essential oils,
Yeah.
with special formulas for your loved ones and yourself. I think your inner child would love that.
She does.
That's one of the ways that you can play. And it helps others. Tapping into our creative flow helps us find our inner peace the quickest. It helps bring us up to the heavens the fastest as well. Why do you think people love orgasming so much? It's blissful. Jeffrey, what are you doing for play?
Apologize. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm having to mute manually. It's a long story, but anyway, when I talk, I've had to mute everybody else so I can't hear you. No, for fun, I like to get out in nature, and I haven't been doing that as much. I'm feeling the leading to do it more. I like music. I mean, I like listening to music, gives me an enormous amount of pleasure. And I like doing the spiritual things like we're doing here, and communicating about it with other people, with you guys. I will comment that not knowing about this kind of thing is a big block in our world that I perceive. Where I grew up here in the middle of the United States, there's just not a lot of knowledge about spiritual things, reincarnation. There's just not a lot of knowledge. It's coming out. But a lot of people don't know we come down here and play these roles or have that whole mind image to work with to start with. So it's a lot harder for them visualizing themselves just being in a body and being born and then dying, and that's it. And gives you a very different perspective on things.
Mm-hmm. Do you go hiking?
Excuse me?
You go hiking?
Sometimes. I haven't recently.
For some reason, I see you as a trail guide, and you're such an excellent storyteller. And just seeing you share with people in that way, it just feels like that would be your element.
That does sound nice. It's a miracle. I can remain unmuted and have you guys sound on, and I'm not having feedback. How is this possible? Thank you.
That works in mysterious ways.
I was going to say, I love listening to you talk. So you definitely should do something where you share more of your stories or whatever you want to share, because you don't talk that much very vocally, but when you do, I'm always excited to hear it. So something to just leave you with.
Okay. Same back at you, Jasmine. You do very well as a communicator. And you too.
Mary, Shannon, did anyone else want to mention anything about what they do for play?
I do lots of stuff for play. Like even right now, I'm painting my room, and it's like fun. It's weird that it's fun. It's like relaxing. I'm like, oh, I like this, but I started out painting when I was little, so I like painting in general, illustrating. I like reading, but don't read as much. I like sewing. I like making like I just started getting into beading, which I thought I'd never do, but it's just like calming to do the same movement over and over again. I have stuff like lined up that I want to do that I feel is fun. So also like cross stitching is like my next thing. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff. I'm almost like kind of like in a way a homebody. Like I like going out with friends and stuff, but because that's kind of restricted right now, it's like, oh, but I still have like a million things to do that I feel are fun. So
I was just gonna say, you sound super excited in your painting and stuff. So it sounds like you're playing a lot. So
yeah, I went through like a rough patch for a couple months, and I'm just at a place where I'm like, well, I feel kind of fine actually. So I've reached a better point. So yeah, I feel pretty good.
The bead work is it's a meditative thing to do as well. So that's an awesome way to let things flow through you. What about you, Mary?
I have fun pretty much every day. I like to laugh and, just enjoy myself with the people I'm with. This morning I walked and ran in nature. So that to me is a lot of fun always. Ran into a few deer that were really close. I just love animals. So it was a good day.
Excellent. Anyone else?
I'm going to the river today. That's what I do for fun.
Good. The river is calling your name.
Yes, it is.
What else, Jasmine?
I don't have too many other questions. Most of my questions have to do around peace seeming like an action, and it feels more like, as you've boiled down, it's more coming to our inner peace and finding our inner sanctuary, and essentially having that spread out from within us and radiate from within. So really my only question is just other techniques to tap into that playfulness or to maybe calm the mind. If you've given us a lot, but I know that that's usually what we like to ask, is for more.
Asking your inner child what they would like to do, how they would like to express themselves. A lot of times we can be rebellious, our inner child can be rebellious when things feel so serious, and we need to be reminded to listen to them. They have a lot to say, and they're important too. I'm always childlike. I keep my childlike behavior close to my heart. That innocence is important. Sometimes adults can be too restrictive and think that play and fun is not a priority. So build that relationship with what you guys call your inner children. It's important for activating your sacral chakra and your lower chakras as well. I'm so happy that many of you are doing that already. And I've come before you today not to be hard on you all. I know that there is a lot happening, and I'm so proud of each and every one of you for even existing here in this moment, because it's taken a lot to be at this point today. And it's important for us to pause and realize how much you have all been through to exist in this very now moment. There are many times in your existence where you did not think that you could make it, but you are here today, living and breathing, able-bodied in homes, more than surviving. And that is awesome. And that is something to celebrate every day. So I would like for you to practice gratitude as well. Gratitude for being able to show up in this space. Gratitude for having soul family, for knowing that you have individuals that you can always reach out to if you need to be heard, because not everyone has that. We all have each other in this space. And think about who you can reach out to in your individual circles as well to show your support. It's awesome, isn't it? To take a step and realize, to take a step and breathe and realize that 10 years ago, could you have imagined that you're in this moment with all this knowledge, with all the love in your heart? You are all amazing for being here today. And each day that you decide to take a breath and live is incredible, being in this world. Let's not take that for granted. I think that's a perfect note to end off, unless someone else would like to say something.
Nope, I was just going to say the same thing, that I have no more questions. If anyone else has something to say, if anyone on YouTube has anything to say, just let me know in the chat. But yeah, I think that was a beautiful way to end.
Thank you. Thank you both for doing this. It's really wonderful. And all of you, thank you for being here. It's indescribably delicious.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was very delicious.
I second that notion.
Me too.
All right. Did you have anything left to say? I'll just probably close out with what's coming up next, but
Take it on home.
all right. So I do know that Jeffrey did mention that Lightworker 613 will be having their ceremony on Tuesday as well. So you guys can catch the replay or catch it live, but I will be doing the rescheduled planner session where we'll be talking about using the daily planner. And I'm excited for that. Finally get to actually do the class. So excited for that. And we'll also have the bonfire, I believe.
What time is the daily planner?
10 a.m. PT and 1 p.m. ET, I believe.
And the Lightworker ceremony is at 2 p.m. ET.
Okay.
I don't think there should be a conflict unless you're planning on running way over an hour.
Okay. I don't believe it should be, but just let you guys know about that. That's the time for it. And the date for the bonfires leaving me is the 26th, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. The community bonfire will be on the 26th. So we're rounding off the September events. So you can find the info about that on the Patreon page. And yes. Oh, yeah. And we would also love your feedback on the classes and how it's been going. I made a post about that recently. So if you want to leave any feedback, I would love it. It would help us to just know how you guys are liking it and what it is that you are wanting and expecting from this. So otherwise, hope you guys have a beautiful Sunday. And yeah, thank you for being here, guys. This was great.
Love you all.
Bye, everyone. Take care.